raih dana bagi lembah pantai Tuan Haji Pak Sabu yang baru pulang daripada London, Satu Timbalan Presiden PAS, dan juga pengurusi negaraku. Sebentar tadi di besar di Selangor, Timbalan Presiden Keamilan YB Azmin Ali, YB Tun Lipua yang bergerak
Rafizi yang terpaksa ditahan, ada temu janji, a black date with the police. Tun Lipua mengatakan, saudara Wamtak, yang saya nobatkan sebagai pengurusi, dia akan mendapatkan tantangan 1 juta rakyat Malaysia bagi kempen mendapatkan pengampunan dan pembebasan untuk Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim. Seluruh hadirin hadirat, Jess Ibrahim tadi yang baru saja menendangkan beberapa lagu buat kita, Saudari Anna, teman-teman, Saudari Izhar, cabang Lembah Pantai yang telah lumus-lumus, Saudari Shoba, Saudara Ronnie Quay, Presiden Royal Selangor Club, banyak VIP di sini Tak lupa teman-teman, ladies and gentlemen, kind guests, kind supporters tonight. Assalamualaikum and a very good evening to all of you. Tentunya pertama saya ucapkan terima kasih. Thank you kindly for coming here and being with us. Of course, this year I hope would not be as challenging as last year, but of course, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. So I assume whatever it may be, in my capacity, not only as a member of Parliament for Lembah Pantai, I'm also the Vice President of the party and Election Director. I hope that we can garner strength and unite our forces to focus on the many challenges facing Malaysia, whether it's on the personal front, against our family, but I think what's more important, as encapsulated by Dato' Ambika just now, an attack against the opposition leader of a country is an affront and an attack on its democracy. So you are going to witness the continuation of persecution, as Nuha mentioned, my sisters, Nurul Nuha and Nurul Iman, who were on the video just now. Unfortunately, they can't make it tonight because they are all in Bangkok. No, not for holiday. They have been forced to attend the session by the Foreign Correspondents Club, FCC, Thailand. You see, the Thai junta, they don't mind if you criticize other governments as long as you don't criticize Thailand. So they are there tonight, and Nuha will be addressing the group of journalists and international human rights organizations, updating them about our father and the opposition leader of Malaysia, Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, together with Datuk Ambi's best friend, Ken Chua, in a particular session tonight. So that's why they apologize. They cannot be with you, all of you tonight, and they hope that their message is carried through the short video presentation just now. Saya juga nak ulang saya begitu terharu kerana video yang anda tonton sebentar tadi telah dibuat oleh teman-teman komrad kami daripada parti DAP. Khususnya YB Teo yang juga sekapal dengan saya. Beliau bakal mendapat temu janji manis dengan pihak polis. Saya juga dapat temu janji. I received a love letter from the police on the 16th of March. 2 PM, I will have to go to the police station. Jadi menyambung apa yang disebut oleh YB Azmin Ali tadi, there is a great contradiction in Malaysia. Ada menteri nama Ismail Sabri, dia hina peniaga Cina seperti disebut oleh Azmin. Bila dia hina, dia juga sepatutnya disiasat di bawah atas-hasutan. Tapi pihak polis masih lagi menunggu sehingga ke saat ini kerana beliau sibuk dengan tugasan. Tapi kami You see, us, apa yang berlaku di Malaysia yang dua alam ini, Saudara Nik Nazmi, saya dapat temu janji. Betul tak Hizwan? Time ni kena pergi. Pergilah kita. Kita ni warga negara. Walaupun Nik Nazmi menteri, he is a minister in the state. But he make time as a loyal citizen, even though the law of which he was prosecuted for is null and void. Because remember, the Public Assembly Act, Section 9(5) is declared null and void and unconstitutional by the Court of Appeal. Is unconstitutional, and the Court of Appeal declared him as innocent. Yet, he went to the police to cooperate as a witness and remanded for 3 days. So today, I think, of course, we feel sad for our father. We only get to see him once a month. We only get to see him for 45 minutes, no contact. So the daughters and the son, my brother, will be fighting with the chujus on who gets to talk to Papa Tok, because there's only one intercom at a time. You see, having gone through this for the 4th time, of course it's more painful for him. It's not something that we would wish even on our worst enemy. Maybe Mahathir and Najib. Maybe them. Yeah, maybe just so them to feel how, they should feel something for squandering the country's wealth. Should they not? Yeah, I think, yeah. So, but I think it's very important here to understand. For Nik Nazmi, you see, he's younger than me. I know he looks a lot older. But he's younger than me, and I think to have the thing that he has to go through that, and today for a state minister, they broke the lock-up rules. This policeman, they hauled him up outside the police station, barefooted, no slippers, no shoes, and there was a picture online contrasting that picture with Hey Toyo, Mr. Tempe. Yeah, Mr. Tempe. You see? So, for me, it just showcases. You have so many examples time and again. The point is, I want to tell you about the relevance of the struggle. So today is the 29th day that the opposition leader is detained, incarcerated in Sungai Buloh prison as a political prisoner. And I say this proudly because I want to ensure that we remain clear against the narrative that's being fed by Barisan. You see, UMNO and Barisan wants you to listen to the story's lurid details, whether it's on DNA, I don't want to mention the other bits, but all the disgusting, horrifying, humiliating details, because they want to degrade him. But what is the historical context to what has happened? YB Chin Tong from the DAP reminded me. You remember, Iza? The night before he was charged and arrested in front of your house, Anwar Ibrahim actually appeared on Malaysian television and a live debate with Shabri Cheek. Kalau di kampung-kampung saya kata yang banyak air liur itu. Yeah? So it was a live debate on the issue, the decision that Pak Lah took to raise or cut the petrol subsidies. So it went up to 78% at the time. What was the position of the opposition leader? Pendirian Pakatan Rakyat ketika itu, jangan kita naikkan harga minyak, harga petrol. Kerana apa? Kenaikan yang mendadak sebegitu akan memberi impak yang amat negatif kepada inflasi negara. So you have to understand that was the defining moment. His popularity amongst the Malays shot up, sky high. He was viewed for the first time on television. People didn't see him as this evil reincarnation of God knows which enemy there was in this world. They saw him as a person, as an opposition leader, debating being a senior minister, presenting the position, the merits of his argument. And then we will never enjoy, because we do not have free and fair access to media. The opposition, whether it's Tun Haji Mat Sabu, will never appear on TV3 unless he is being attacked, or Dr. Hatta unless his car is being torched, bringing forth policies. So that moment really compelled Barisan Nasional to move with the charge and the arrest. So I want to always remind people, for me, the fact that Amnesty International declares him as a prisoner of conscience is an important factor. Secondly, we have the International Commission of Jurists. Why do I mention them? Because this body was the very same body that monitored and condemned Nelson Mandela's conviction back in South Africa. So you have that level of international recognition, yet in Malaysia they refuse to allow you any sort of credibility by tarnishing his name till the end of days. Kalau tadi Saudara Tony Pua sebut tentang 1MDB, dia nak tangkap Jolo, didedahkan oleh Sarawak Report, supaya you must do whatever it takes to tarnish Anwar Ibrahim in the Middle East, so that Najib can be seen as the great moderate. Do you see how your money, our assets, things that rightly belong to this country and nation have been squandered just to fulfill certain agenda by a few individuals in this country? So ladies and gentlemen, pada saya memang bukanlah sesuatu yang mudah. Saya nak maklum bahawa kita ada perancangan. Sekarang ini bila masa permulaan, the attacks have begun against the opposition leader, but it will continue with all the opposition legislators, whether it is Rafizi today, whether it's Nick Nazmi yesterday, whether it's me or YB2 next week. The point is, these are indicative of a regime that is going to be destroyed at any second. That I'm confident, because think about it. When we first had the Kita Lawan rally, 400 people. I had members of the embassies came up to me and said, 400? You claim to have 52% of the people's support. Where are the people? And I told them, look, you give them time. I believe and I trust in the wisdom of Malaysians. They know the truth and they will rise up against a corrupt and authoritarian government. It's completely unacceptable, unethical behavior, and in Islam never condones the effort to destroy, tarnish. I was given the rare honor, which the AP also agreed to, because that day, I think about 3-4 arrests took place, even though about 400 people attended the rally. And by 7th of March, Dato' Amiga with me sharing some sweat here and there. Of course, I was trying not to fall because YB Ten Chua was beside me on the Hilux. It's always going to be quite a tricky way to manage it. But 10,000, at least 10,000 youngsters, Malaysians came together in support, not only just in defense of Anwar Ibrahim, but on a host of issues, including the demand to make sure Najib turun. Haji Mat Sabu benar. He said the right thing. We can't just be complacent and think when Najib comes down, resigns together with Rosmah hopefully, that things will be better. No. Kita bercakap tentang struktur authoritarian yang wujud di setiap pelosok, di setiap institusi demokrasi dalam negara. Are you trying to say just because Najib goes, what if Shafi becomes the AG? We are all doomed, I tell you. Doomed. Because you are going to deal with an Attorney General that has no qualms about lying and creating and fabricating evidence just to get his way. And for those of you, some were very enamored by Khadi Jamaluddin because And I'm going to say, it's been really proven. Not only did he fail in the first session with Shafi, he had to run away to America to regain some sort of credibility after Shafi faced so much negative backlash. And can you imagine, kalau sebelumnya kita ingat mungkinlah orang parti, orang yang anggota Pakatan Rakyat yang berani, hari ini ada beberapa ulama termasuk Fahmi Zainul, termasuk pelajar-pelajar mahasiswa dan juga organisasi seperti PKPIM yang bangkit buat laporan khazaf terhadap Shafi to make sure our religious institutions do what it takes to destroy fitnah in society. These are their voices, and as they wrote